Session, I will cover the concept of views. That is one of the topic in the syllabus. So today in this session, I will cover what is exactly views. Right, this is the last topic that we have to discuss in the SQL part, right? And how we can perform insert, update, delete, and select operations on view. Right, so what is view here? That we can see first in detail. So here view is nothing but the virtual table. View is nothing but the virtual table. Now, as its name itself indicate that it is not physically exist in the database. Right? So it is also one type of table. Right? Synonym we have covered in the previous session. So as you know, there are different types of SQL objects that we can create in the database. So first, whatever we discuss is the table, right, which is physical exist in the database. Also, synonym is also another type of table. Like that, your views are also one type of table. But what are these tables? These are the virtual table. This is not exist physically in the database. Its definition will be exist in the database, but not physically in the database. Right? So here, what is the use of this virtual table or views that we will discuss first? What are the advantage of creating these views? Right, so because already table object is exists in the database, so when we should create this view, right, as a database designer, when we should create this view. So here there are different purpose or use of creating these virtual table in the database. If we discuss here our college ERP system, right, with example only we will see here what is the use of view. Right, many time what happens, we create here database at the college level, right, there will be centralized table for the employee database, right, but here some of the sometime what happens, the account department don't want to disclose the information about the salary of the employee, right? So account department people want to provide security to the employee salary, means they don't want to disclose this salary to all the employee, right? This is the one use. So first purpose of creating view is what, providing security to the database, right? Similarly, I as a class teacher feel that my student information should be visible to my teachers only, right? Only my teachers, means my department teachers only, right? IT department, mechanical department people should not see the information that I have inserted into my student table, right? So I want to provide security to my database. Second is what, the searching point of view, if there is a single table, student table for the complete college, right? So definitely that in that table, the student information will be there for mechanical department, for computer department, IT department, civil. So you can think about the size of the table. And I as a class teacher or subject teacher only, I want to retrieve information for my student, my department student, not only my department student, also I want to select the data only for my division, right? So when I perform this select operation on complete table, that is student table, right? And this student table, if you have created, definitely we need to create this student table for the complete database, that is college database, right? So when I perform this searching operation on the college student database, right, this searching is done on the complete database. So you can think about the time required for retrieving the data for a particular student that I want to select from only computer department. Right? So you can think about the size, how many students will be there in the student table. So for example, 600 students from the mechanical department, 600 students from computer department, 600 from ENTC, civil and IT and so on. Right? So total near about 3000 students will be there in the one table, student table. But as a computer department faculty or class teacher, I want to retrieve only the data of computer department student, right? So is there any provision where I can perform this searching operation on only computer department student? Yes, so definitely here what I will do, I will create the virtual table. That virtual table will have, right, will have the student information of the computer department student only, right? So I will create here comp view, and that comp view for the student will have only the computer department student information. I hope student you are clear with this. With example and with syntax we will discuss in the next slides. Also, if you are creating view for the aggregate operation, group by operation, right? So that views are also helpful for generating the summarized reports of, for analysis, right? So that is also one of the purpose of creating the views. So here is the syntax for creating the view, right? All the operation, those you perform on the table, you can perform on the view, because view is also nothing but the table only, right? So do not confuse here. View is also a table. Insert, update, delete, operation, select operation you can perform on the view, right? And the syntax for these commands, these operations will be same as the table, right? Only what is the difference for different rules that is associated with this view concept that we will cover here with example, right? So what is the syntax for creating the view? Create view name as select, right? This command is similar to the create table, only instead of create table, I am using here the word here create view name. This view name is given by the user, right? As after this, definitely I want selected rows or selected column in the view. As you know, in the view, we can take only selected column and selected view, selected rows to provide the security and to increase the speed of operation, right? Retrieval operation. So here my view will have only selected column and selected rows from the base table, right? So syntax for creating view is create view name as select column 1, column 2 from the base table, right? From which table? From base table name, right? Where condition. So you can put here criteria for if I want only these data of the computer department. So what will be my criteria here? Condition here where department name equal to com. I hope student you are clear with this, right? So here is the example. Actually, basically there are two types of view. One is the updatable view and read-only view. Right? There are two types of view: updatable view and read-only view. So first we will discuss updatable view, and then I will cover the syntax for read-only view. Right? So updatable view means what? We can perform update operation with the view. Means we can perform insert, update, delete operation with the view. Right? So here is the example: create view name. My view name is what? VW underscore EMP. So VW stands for example, view. So here we are discussing the syntax for updatable view. So here the syntax is create view name as select employee number from this EMP. Right, so my table name is EMP. This employee table is actually base table. From this base table, I want to select only employee number in my view. Right, this is the simple example that we are discussing here. Right, so here that's why only one attribute is taken in the view. With that attribute only we will discuss how we can perform the operation with this view. Right, so if you describe here, right, so again describe command you can use with the view here. Describe view employee. So this will show you the structure of the view. Right. So if you observe the structure of this view, only employee number is exist in this view, right? Only employee number is, and its data type and the constraint those you have applied to this will be same as the employee table, right? So here employee is the base table and this view EMP is my view name, right? So do not confuse. Whatever operation you will perform on the view, that will automatically happen with the base table also. Right. So if you are inserting any record into the view, that same record will be inserted into the employee table also. Right. If you are performing update operation on view, also this update operation will be done in the employee table, that is base table. If you are deleting any record from the view, right, so that will be deleted from base table also, right, and so on. So whatever operation you will perform on this view will be updated in the employee means base table also. And reverse is also same here. If you are making any changes in the employee table, that is base table, that will reflect in the view also. If you are adding new record into the employee table, right, so that table record will also come in the view, right? So if you are adding new student into the base table employee, for example, employee in the employee table, that new employee will be reflected in the view also, right, and so on. So this is about the operation that we can perform with the view, right? So if you select the data from the view, select star from view employee, right? So you can see this data is same as the base table. Right? This data is same as the base table. So there are two employees in the base table, but only we have taken the employee number as the field in the view. Right? I hope student you are clear with this. Right? So we'll see the syntax here for insert operation for the view. Right? So if we insert data, insert into, now instead of table name, I'm passing here view name. Right? Insert into my employee view, values 333. Now this 333 indicates what? My employee number. Right? So if you select this data, select star from employee view, you can find here this 333 is inserted into the view, right? This new record we have inserted into the view. And if you select the data from the base table, as we discussed, whatever data you will insert into the view, it will also reflect in the base table, right? So if you observe this 333 inserted into employee table also, base table, right? Because here employee number is the primary key, right? This operation is allowed here. And D number is empty. This D number value is empty because we have inserted only one value in the view, right? Because department number is, we have skipped in the view. So only we have inserted here employee number, right? So I hope you are clear with this. Then about the update operation, right? So here update operation, whenever you will perform on the view, it will reflect in the base table also. So update my view employee, set the syntax is same as the table, set employee number equal to 555, where my employee number is 333. Now I want to change here the employee number that we have recently inserted into the view, right, to the 555, right? So to discuss this update syntax, right? So if you see here, the records in the view, right, select star from view employee. So this 333 is updated by the 555 value, right? Because this is the result of update operation. And if you observe, the same changes are also made into the base table 555. I hope student you are clear with this. So whenever you will perform update operation, the same changes will be reflected in the base table also. Now next is the delete operation, right? So delete from employee where employee number equal to 555. If you want to delete employee from the view, it will be deleted from the base table also. So if you see the result of this operation, select star from view name, that is view AMP. So my third record is deleted, that is 555. Employee number record is deleted from the view, and also it is deleted from the base table. If you observe here, only two records are there in the base table, right? So this is my base table and this is my view, right? So again, delete operation reflects in the base table. Now here we'll see the another example of the view here, right? So as we discussed in the previous case, right, my primary key we have taken as a field in the view, right? So whenever we are taking all the primary key or all the attributes, those are having not null constraint, there is no problem, right? But if while creating the view, if you skip the primary key value of the base table, there will be problem, right? There will be problem. So what problem will be there, that we will discuss here. Now this in the second example, we have created view without primary key value, right? So create view employee. Now my name of the view is same here, as select D number. Only D number I want to select in the view. So in the employee table, there are two fields, that is employee number and department number, right? So I have skipped here employee number and only selected the D number from the employee table, that is base table, right? So now while inserting operations or performing different operation, what happens, that we will discuss with the example, right? So this, remember student, the structure of view is what we have selected only D number from the base table, right? Again, the data type will be same as the base table here, right? So if you describe this structure of the view, right, only it is in that D number is there in the view, right? Now you can select the data from the view, right? So only two records are there with the two departments, 101 and 102, right? So assume these are the two records in the base table also and my view also, right? So these two records are selected in the view from the base table, right? Now we'll try to perform the insert, update, delete operation with this newly created view, right? So if you insert here data, insert into view employee values 103. Now what I am doing here, I am trying to insert the new record into the view. As you know, there are only two records in the view with the two departments, 101 and 102. Now I'm trying to insert here third department, that is 103. Now see what problem will occur here, right? What is the error? Cannot insert null value into employee number, right? Because we have skipped here employee number, and employee number is the primary key in my base table. So whenever you will insert data into the view, it also reflect in the base table, right? So this, for the skip attribute, my compiler puts what null value in the base table, right? That we discussed in the department number in the previous case is inserted null, right? Because we have skipped from the view, right? So only whatever values we are attributes we are selecting into the view, those values only will insert into the base table. Now we have skipped employee number, which is primary key of the department table, and that's why this problem is coming, because employee number never be null, it is a primary key. I hope student you are clear with this. So while creating view, you can remember this rule. This is the rule for creating the view. If you are creating updatable view, right? So what my rule says, you must include all the attributes, those are having primary key and not null constraints. While creating view, you must include all the attributes from the base table, those are having primary key constraint and not null constraint. I hope you are clear with this. Why this is required? Because whenever you perform any insert operation, right, that value will be inserted as a null, right? If you are skipping that values from the view, right? And that is not allowed because constraint is applied to these attributes, right? It will never be null, and that's why error will occur and you cannot insert any value into the view, right? And this is the rule that you need to remember while creating the view. Update operation, if you see here update operation, it will work. Why? Because already employee number will be associated with that particular record. So update view, my view name is here, for example, EMP set D number equal to 103, where D number equal to 102, right? So now I want to change here the employee department number 102 to 103. right? So this is working. Why? Because already primary key is associated with this record in the base table, right? So only I want to change here the D number of the D number 102 to 103, right? So it will work. So if you see the record of the table, that will be updated in the base table also and view also, right? Same thing happen with the delete operation, right? If you delete any record from the view, it will be deleted from the base table also. So delete from the employee where the number equal to 103. So this record will be deleted from the base table and also from the view. So if you see the result, select star from view employee, only single record is there because our second record is deleted from the table, right? And from the view also. This is about updatable view, and there is a simple syntax for the read-only view. And if it is a read-only view, we can't perform any operation with the read-only view, right? So you can remember here the syntax for read-only view. Create view name as select star from employee. The syntax is same as the updatable view. Just after select query, you need to mention here with read-only option, right? So if you want to generate some reports, those are read-only reports, right? And you can create the read-only view, right? So create view employee view as select star from employee with read-only option. So here in this syntax, you need to mention with read-only. So it will create read-only view that cannot be updated by any user, right? So select star from view. So all the records and attributes from the base table, that is employee, will be selected in the view here. This is the result. So all the three attributes, employee ID, department ID, name, and two records of two employee are copied into the view from the base table, right? So this is the example of read-only view. And if you try to perform any operation, insert, update, and delete operation on read-only view, you can see what error is showing: virtual column not allowed here. Similarly, in the update operation, error is there, virtual column not allowed here. And in delete operation also, if you observe, cannot delete from view without exactly one key preserved table, right? Because this view is my read-only view, and that's why insert, update, and delete operations are not allowed here, right? So this is another example for read-only view or updatable view also, right? So here not only you can create view from the single table, but also multiple tables you can take in the select queries, right? Means your view can be created using the join queries, right? So if you want to select the data from multiple tables, that you can do with the help of join queries. So here is the example. Assume there is a table E1, then there is a table D1, right? So in the E1, there are two attributes: employee number. Employee number is the primary key. Then employee name is the name of the employee with the varchar data type. Then the department number is the primary key in the department table, and second attribute is the department name, right? Now I want to select the data from both the table into the view, right? So what is the syntax here? The syntax is same as the single table query, only I will use here join query, right? So create view ed. My name of the view is ed here. E stands for example, employee table. D for the department table, means I want to select the data from both the table, employee and department, right? And my query is as select a dot e name, then b dot d number from a and e1 and b d1, right? So here we have not mentioned the join queries, join condition. So this select query will select all the Cartesian product records from the both the tables, right? So if you see the records here, so assume there are two records in E1 table with the employees 101 and 102. These are the two records exist in the E1 table. These are the two departments exist in the D1 table, that is 1 and 2 department, comp, mechanical, right? So if you select data from the ED view, you can find here the Cartesian product of these two tables that we discussed in the first session of the join query, right? So the four records are taken from both the tables, right? So this is one example of the view those we have created using the join query syntax, right? And also one thing you can remember, student, when you create the view using join query, or when you create the view by selecting the data from multiple table, we can't perform insert, update, delete operation. That view will be read-only view. That view will be by default read-only view, right? So here is the example. Here I have used insert operation on the join view. Here I have used the update operation on the join view, right? Here I have used the delete operation on the join view. So if you observe again, my error is showing here, cannot modify a column which maps to non-key preserved table. That means what? We can't create here, we can't perform the operation on the join view. So why it is not possible? That you think and tell me, search the reason behind this. You know, whenever we perform any operation with the view table, it also reflects in the base table. Right? Definitely here, compiler will confuse if you are trying to insert the department number. Department number is the foreign key in one table, but which is primary key in the another table. Right? So that's why, because of this foreign key and primary constants are different in both the table, there will be ambiguity error, and that's why these operations are not possible with the join views. Right? So there is one solution for this. If you want to perform insert operation with the join view, you can use instead of trigger. That is not part of our syllabus. If time permits, we will discuss in the PLSQL part, right? So you need to write the procedure for that, right? So procedure, with the help of procedure, you can do that, but that is not part of syllabus, right? So don't think about that. Only remember, we can't perform insert, update, delete operation on the join view. I hope you are clear with this. Thank you.